Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Saltsea Chronicles. It has been a while, a few weeks at least, since I have sat down and played this game. I don't know why, I was just not in the mood to record it, but I want to see it through. I really like this game, and I want to finish it. So, last I recall. Oh, I gotta remind myself how dynamic these environments are. Look at these rocks bouncing when I touch them. Okay, so we were on this volcanic island called Youloca with Iris and Neshko. And I remember that we wanted to bring Neshko because he seems to know some people who live on this island, and I want to know more about him. So I both think he would be useful and want to know more about him. And looking back at this, our log, we learned that Jayantha, one of the elders, is he an elder? For some reason, I thought he was an elder, but this guy named Jayantha is the lead we want to follow, so we'll probably see him when we go this way. Oh, and we can go up. Question diggers. Oh, question diggers. It's like a command. A huge gash gapes on the side of Lulu. They say that if you look into the volcano, you'll see the future. But what happens when you dig into it? Scientist quarters. The funicular. Do we have to walk? Iris spots a very cute little train, which tracks its way up the flank of the volcano. Oh my flood. Kiddick would have loved that. Yeah, we left Kiddick behind. I was really, really tempted to bring Kiddick because I want to develop their relationship with Iris, but Neshko seemed like the wiser choice. Neshko looks over. Ah, the funicular. Funicular. Even sounds brilliant. I believe it's powered by geothermal energy. But perhaps we should stick to the walkways. We will meet more people that way. Iris sighs. Neshko's right, unfortunately. Can you dig it? Neshko points at a pottery fragment lodged in the soil. An artifact of some kind. The diggers glower at them. Yes, and it's our artifact. It reminds me of the ceramics on Fort Alcazar. A shadow passes over Neshko's face. He looks away. They're that bad, huh? The ceramics on Fort Alcazar? Sweating in the hot sun, the diggers survey their progress. We're carefully recording the archaeological context of these Youlocan artifacts so we can better understand the combustion era. The combustion area? Combustion era. Okay. The musty scent of freshly dug soil interweaves with the sulfuric aroma of Lalu. Does archaeology normally smell, this bad? They don't dignify this with a response. Dug up. The diggers take measurements using a stick as reference. They make furtive glances at Neshko as they work. That tall one. Yeah, looks familiar. Not to be a silt dredger, you know. I think I heard the same you did. Their whispers carry. Iris waits for Neshko to say something. Neshko does not. Alright. We could go up or into the scientist quarters. This won't advance the day, though, so we might as well question them now. Loot for the moon. Two tired-looking diggers are hacking away at the volcanic soil, chatting intensely with each other. That's the later rest layer broken. Oh, I was imagining this different. I wasn't looking at how they were highlighted. I kind of assumed that she was the bold digger and she was the shy digger. Or maybe that's a man. I don't know. broken into the primary strata electronica. We're getting closer. Closer to the combustion era. Easy. Careful now. Hello? What? What do you want? We could ask them about their dig, or we could ask them about the Indigo ship. I mean, we already know who we need to ask about the Indigo ship. But Iris is lead, and they're getting bolder. We're tracking a ship. Sleek hull, indigo sails, silent running. Seen it? Or its captain, called Kays? A ship? We've barely left the dig. Barely seen the horizon. We look down. Please, could you try to remember? Neshko breathes in, deeply, then out in a long sigh. Like that. Take a breath and connect to your memories. Iris rolls their eyes. Does anything unusual rise to the surface? Really, we haven't heard anything. Iris stamps their foot. A few pebbles roll into the dig, and the diggers raise their hands in alarm. Anything at all. Maybe speak to Jayantha. Jayantha, yes, he sees everything. Everything worth seeing. Right. Okay, so where is he? You could try the spa? High up towards the summit. Or if you already went looking there, then maybe with the old folk. Well, we already were at the elder's hut. Down at the bottom. So, anywhere. The diggers shrug. Iris shades their eyes and looks skeptically up the steep, rough trail. The diggers examine a shiny rectangular artifact with two thin rectangular slots and a long cord. A toaster. It must have served some kind of ritual purpose. It's a toaster, guys. Out of the blue, Neshko considers the excavation blueprint drawn onto a chalkboard. Such intricate lines, a work of immense abstraction. That's a blueprint. Indeed, but what's it for? Iris squints at the plan attached to the board. The truth or an invent? Why wouldn't we tell the truth? Well... Neshko traces the outline of the blueprint with his finger. I think this shows the layout of the new spa they're going to build here, but it's pretty unclear. Uniquely bubbly freshwater pools with a warm temperature, popular for rest and rejuvenation. Spa from sparkling. I don't think that's true. What was your name again? Popples or something? Something like that. Whoever wrote this has terrible handwriting. The diggers, overhearing at a distance, share a look, then go back to ignoring them. You have a gift for translation, even for interpreting obscure draftsmanship. Yeah, thanks, I guess. Alright, scientist quarters. Oh, there's A Tale of Two Jetties, coming soon to the main stage at Seesaw. Visit us soon. The scientist would appear to be sleeping. The door refuses to yield after a firm push. Perhaps this is not the hour for experimentation and analysis. Or maybe it's just nap time. Yeah, okay, worth a look. Let's head on up to the spa. Where the spa's right there. A steaming lake sits in the lip of the volcano, bubbling invitingly. Smoke and steam wind together hypnotically above the mountaintop. A spa-goer lounges on a long seat carved out of lightly colored stone. They wear sunglasses made out of shells, and little else. Ooh. Hello, Gallo. Ooh. Gallo's humor. A broad, bronze, distinctly sculpted man floats in the lake. His thick, wavy hair fans out around him. Neshko seems to recognize him. I wonder. Admire the Water. What's this hesitation for? Is it because you don't want to look at him or because he's hot? Get his attention, Neshko. Neshko waves in an attempt to attract his attention. It may have had connotations he didn't intend. Gallo cranes up. Hey, bud. He pulls his limbs in, sinking his impressive frame down into the depths. With a couple of powerful kicks, he splashes up right by them. Oh! Gallo gestures to the lake. You gotta jump in and enjoy this. Gallo takes in Neshko's muscular form, his eyes glittering like the water. Oh my god. This guy's making me a little flustered. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we are seeking information. It does look, attractive. Gallo grins. It's sensational. I don't know, bud. I can't handle salt water. Always trying to push you around. This stuff is like smooth. You can just slip through it. Delicious. His voice is like a purr. Promise, Gallo? Promise we'll come join him in the water? I mean, maybe we can get stuff out of him if we come spa with him. Sure. I can promise you we'll return another time. Gallo winks. I'll hold you to that. Neshko sighs and shakes his head, but returns Gallo's smile. Iris nudges him. Perhaps you can help us. Gallo grins broadly. Sure. We're trying to find information about a strange ship. You must see a lot from this vantage. Gallo shrugs, water droplets gleaming on his wide shoulders. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's just a bunch of cartoony shapes, but he is captivating me. Sure. Iris recovers himself. Any, strange ships? Like, with indigo sails? Another shrug. Dunno, I do a lot more swimming than looking. He thinks for a moment. You met my man Jayantha yet? He got plans. Big plans. Going to build a new spa. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but, so much to do. Gallo gestures vaguely at the lake, as if in explanation. His lot are the type to take notes on everything. Reckon he might know more? Gallo gives them another tempting grin. Sure you don't want to sample the... Fine, thank you. Next time, then. Iris glances back at Gallo as they leave. Thank the stars he didn't recognize me. Iris doesn't hear. Oh, that's one of Neshko's old friends. A woman in a beautiful bead dress leans over the bar, conversing languidly with the bartender. Is that... That's the same That's the woman from Seesaw. I mean, we'll go talk to her eventually. But, let's look here first. Muddy waters. Mud everywhere. Buckets of the stuff lurk in every corner. Iris wrinkles their nose at its sulphurous stink. Disgusting or delicious? Iris sniffs and dramatically backs away from one particular bucket. People put this on themselves? Slightly acidic with rich inclusions. Iris looks dubious. I went to a beach that had, mud taken from the water, and, they gave us stuff from the spa to, put on ourselves. It was nice, actually. It seems like it would be gross, but it's really nice. This smectite clay can produce interesting ceramic effects. Okay. Salient. A breathtaking expanse of fresh water lies ahead, sunshine glittering on its surface. Beautiful. Iris nods, equally transfixed. Don't taste it. That's nasty. Pe- People are swimming in there. Neshko bends down and lets some water flow into his palms. A rare sight. It's a whole different ecosystem, you know, for wildlife. Iris nods, not totally listening. Neshko cups his hands, gathers some water, and drinks. You did it anyway, dude. I told you not to. Iris stares at their reflection in the water. How do they, do it? Have so much fresh water like this, I mean. Neshko smiles. I can sense you know the answer already. Desalinization, somehow? That's what the scientists do, I would bet. Iris frowns and assesses their surroundings. I guess, do the altitude and low pressure act as a natural desalination, thingy? Or the volcano does it itself, I guess. Neshko nods, letting his fingertips make ripples in the water. Indeed. A guide once told me it's called vacuum distillation. They both take a few more deep gulps of water, enjoying the peaceful, cool tranquility of the lake. Neshko thinks for a moment. This truly is a most special place. And the wildlife. Sure. Neshko is feeling something he hasn't felt in a long time, but the words to express it aren't yet there. Neshko finds Youloca attractive. He might be leaving us. Uh-oh. I mean, at least that's my thought. I mean, Jayantha, of all people, you think people would know better. Hi, Vivian. For sale, Iris and Neshko sidle up to the familiar face. Vivian, Iris! Fancy seeing you here and your lovely friend. Neshko nods in greeting. Yeah, we were both there on Seesaw to meet you. Vivian smiles. I don't suppose you've come for my performance. I mean, Neshko seemed quite smitten with, if not her, then the idea of her performance. Oh, I do enjoy a concert. Is this your first time, performing here? Vivian laughs warmly. My dear, I'm an old hand. But then her expression darkens. Though perhaps this will be my last. What do you mean? Usually I give those lines to Neshko when we're talking to the performers, but let's give Iris a turn to speak. Has someone upset you? The mood shifts abruptly. Oh dear, oh no, I just mean. The facilities in Seesaw are so much better, and it is so hot here. My couture just can't handle the humidity. Maybe I'll convince some folk to follow me back to Seesaw. Vivian's eyes glaze over as she daydreams. Mesmerize them with my voice. I like music and stuff. Definitely not awkward. But I don't know if it's that, persuasive. Vivian has not been listening. But I'm sure people will be asking where the amazing musician is from, and then, well, I can't help being influential. Ciao, darlings. Ciao? Pre-flood word for food, I think. That's funny. Amrita. Lalu dreaming. The bartender is bustling around, clearing away glasses. When Iris clears their throat, she looks up and starts, staring wide-eyed at Neshko. Nikita! Neshko stares back. Nikita? Oh, that was Iris speaking. It is you! I'm not. What's going on? I'll explain. Neshko does not explain. It really is you! But what are you doing here, Nikita? Neshko. Iris points at him helpfully. Neshko, that's his name. Oh! Sure, of course. You probably needed a change after... She waves her hand vaguely. Did you ever get back in touch? No. Don't you think you should? No. Is someone going to explain what's going on? Amrita and Neshko both turn to Iris. It's not my story. No. Iris decides to respect Neshko's privacy. Ugh, I need a drink. Yummy tea. Right. Well, you must have come here for a reason. I need your help, Amrita. We both do. We're looking for a ship and someone named Kays. It's important. I've heard nothing like that. Sorry, loves. I've been up here for weeks and the steam's been so lovely and thick. Both their faces fall. You can't help? Didn't say that. Why don't you try Jayantha? Funny old Martin, but smart, and he gets about. What's a Martin? A hexaped reptile with a vast wingspan, one of the few creatures thought to explore beyond Saltsea. That's an animal. Thought so. We've been chasing him everywhere. Your guess is as good as mine for where to find him. He gets about, you know. She winks at them. Neshko smiles weakly. If you didn't see him on your way up, maybe he's down at the Heritage Center. He likes telling young Bobby to fix their facts. She pauses for a moment, though I don't think Bobby likes it. Thank you, Amrita. It's good to see you, Neshko. Come back for the party. We've got a lot to catch up on. Everyone seems to think Jayantha is the person to speak to. Let's go find him. Neshko looks very happy to be leaving. Oh, I'm starting to get the feeling that Neshko might leave us here if he finds this island so attractive. And I'm worried that in that case we won't get his full story. Which I suppose it's his prerogative to not tell us if he doesn't want to, but I would be bummed if we didn't learn about him. Arch-archaeologist, or arc-archaeologist, an imposing figure with a dark and flowing mane of shiny hair has arrived at the dig. Could this be the famous Jayantha? Iris rushes up to them. You're him, right? Jayantha? It's been a long journey to find you. Long, but beautiful. The old man gives a warm, throaty chuckle. Charming, absolutely charming. How can I be of assistance? Your designs at the spa were quite attractive. The steak, too, has an art to it. Really? Where did you learn to create? Jayantha chuckles even more warmly. So many questions. I came here seeking a little peace, but when I arrived, well, I fell in love with the place, and so set about being as helpful as I can. I've offered these fine scientists a bit of advice here and there, and introduced what I know of design for well-being to the young idealists at the spa. It's been such a pleasure. He spreads his arms wide, beatifically. Neshko nods thoughtfully. Wherever we find ourselves, we try to be of use. As to our purpose, Iris tries to signal to Neshko to stop. It doesn't work. We're seeking a ship and a captain called Kays. The ship moves silently under indigo sails. Do you know of it? Jayantha strokes his beard thoughtfully. Kays, you fool. Uh-oh. What do you know, dude? And why are you speaking another language to say it? Iris narrows their eyes. What was that? Jayantha stares at Iris, then roars with laughter. Oh, my apologies. It was just an old Esterly saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But why are two adventurers like you chasing some old ship? We've told him everything. Apparently he's not to be trusted, and I did not pick up on that. Um, our friend and colleague Maya vanished when the ship was nearby. Neshko, we want to help her, and anyone else. We're afraid for them. Jayantha raises a single bushy eyebrow. I figure that Neshko would be open with him because he's impressed with what he's done for this beautiful island. Very admirable. But I'm afraid I can't help you, or rather, anything might help. It's probably nothing. Please, tell us. There's a scientist, Henry. Clever young lady, maybe too clever. I happened to overhear her talking with someone over the radio a few moons ago. That name, Kays, I believe I heard her say it. Neshko nods solemnly. You'll find her at the scientist quarters.
Okay.
Thank you. Your help means a great deal. Iris frowns, something niggling away at them. Yeah, thanks. We'll check it out. The sun begins to set. Ooh, it's very sparse here. I'm guessing everyone's getting ready for the party. Eruption of feelings. Iris tries not to show their alarm at the fissure, which appears to be weeping lava. Is that, supposed to happen? Neshko isn't quite listening. So volatile, so hard to hold it all in. You're identifying with the volcano? Not quite. I know what it's like to bury your emotions, and to struggle to keep them buried. Iris is unsure what to say, then catches sight of a bird in the distance. Birds always calm Iris as much as they wouldn't admit it. A martin! You have a saying about them, I believe? If a martin's always fretting her spring nest, she'll never make it over the sea for winter. Neshko nods solemnly. We'll make it over the sea yet. Alright, let's look everywhere else before we go talk to the scientists. Radio waves. The fizzling radio inexorably draws Iris over. Neshko watches as they carefully try to find a cleaner feed, testing a couple of modulation patterns. A deep voice crackles into the air. See you. See? You? This sea? The one here? Neshko is suddenly panicked. Is someone coming here already? Iris shakes their head, only half listening. They're saying, see you. Neshko sighs with relief. Meet as discussed, preparing for the wave of waves. I've got them. It's got to be Captain K's. Neshko shakes his head sharply. Just relax, okay? This is good. A clue. The wave of waves. Leaflets gently molder, their pungent scent sure to outlast the party they advertise. The new wave. Bobby is busy with some elaborate-looking new display. Ahem. Bobby turns. What now? Neshko softly intervenes. Iris is just trying to ask a question. Bobby sighs. How can I help you? We heard a message on the radio. Something about waves? Yes, I've heard them. You hear them a lot? Fragments. Bobby thinks. The last one I heard, it mentioned the biomes, I think. Who, listens and gathers transmits here? Just the Youloucans and the scientists, I think. Iris and Neshko look unsure. Bobby sighs, sick of having to explain everything to these two. There's 3 groups of people here. We were here first. This is our land, Youloucans. Then the scientists arrived about a decade ago, somewhat bearable. Then they turned up 5-ish years ago and brought a bunch of party people. Ugh. I told him, but no, he had to be welcoming. Who? My father, Ka. We were here first. Neshko smiles gently, trying to calm Bobby. It certainly does seem like some mediation is in order. I'll mediate them. It doesn't make sense, but it certainly sounds tough. Okay, Bobby. Anyone in here? Ka, your child is not happy with you. Bobby leaving. I cannot reach them. Bobby, why won't you hear me? Like the companionship of an old friend, the room hums with a serene energy. Apparently, Ka can dream sail while standing, his eyes wide open. I remember I gave Ka kind of an interesting voice, but I do not remember what it was, so he'll just be a man. A man voice now. Generic man voice. Looks uncomfortable. Neshko looks at Iris for a moment. I do not understand radtech. No one calls it. To me, radio waves are invisible. Well, to everyone. And yet, because of what some people are able to build, we can interpret the signals. I do not need to be able to see for myself to understand they're there. Especially when the people I value them in turn. Iris frowns but doesn't respond. A hearth turns dark. Do, all dream sailors talk in their sleep? The ones I have met often do. But I cannot speak to universalities. A pause. Let's leave him be. Where was Bobby going in your dream? That would be such a scary thing for a parent to see. Let's go up first. Ooh. They light up. Muddled. A spa goer lies on a recliner, mostly naked, seashells covering their eyes. Given the size of the cracks in the mud mask on their face, they have been there for some time. Youloca seems very rich in mud, as resources go. Looks dry. Seems like an uncomfortable hobby. Certainly I can think of better uses for the natural resources here. What's that tone, Neshko? What does that mean? The spa goer suddenly fans their face. Oh dear, I hope they didn't leave it on too long. Iris snickers, uncharitably. Progress. Neshko finds much beauty on Youloca. Okay. My aunt told me dream sailing after a big meal is an awful idea, but she didn't say anything about not doing it while wearing a mud mask. Party decorations cover every inch of the space here. Some float in the lake, others are trampled by some errant partygoers rushed to get drinks. Hey, Gallo. Gallo's remorse. Gallo's barely clothed in an impressive form is slumped sadly as he nurses a drink. He sighs. Iris eyes him as Neshko looks on in concern. Gallo sighs louder. Is the drink that bad? He unfurls himself in a grand gesture of muscular frustration, shaking his fist towards the sky. The scientists! Oh? You've got to know, they're not as clever as they seem. You can tell us. I think he's a little drunk. He strokes Gallo's bicep in a way he hopes is reassuring. Oh my god. They think they have a right to this land. They don't see its beauty. You don't want them building, said it was going to be a new spa. But I overheard them. They got secret plans. With a flourish, he flings his arms wide on secrets, drink spilling as he does so. Iris shuffles back. Neshko is unperturbed. And you know what's worse? Neshko frowns. No one is thinking of the vent feeders. Gallo shakes his head on the verge of tears. Neshko rubs Gallo's shoulders in an attempt to soothe him. I'm sorry. I know how upsetting it can be when others neglect such sweet creatures. Iris rolls their eyes. Could you tell us more about those plans you mentioned? Gallo shakes his head and curls up, now beyond words. I guess not. Statue or simulacrum? Iris points to a large, brightly lit replicas, God, of the statues from the more traditional parts of the island, lining the edge of the dance floor. Those are like the stone figurines that we saw. Clay, though, not stone. Low-grade imitations. Iris looks closer. These figures, Youloucans carved them out of stone, each in the image of someone recently sunk, to commemorate them. Neshko gestures to the replicas. This is disrespectful. Disagree or consider? I would agree that these partygoers are not the most respectful people of the local culture. It's just appreciation, isn't it? Like, the memorial totems mean a lot to Youloucans, and this is Youlouca. They are sacred. Some things should not be decoration. I don't know. I don't think they mean to, like, be mean. Neshko and Iris regard them for a moment longer. Maybe not. A dry tale. Neshko is drawn to a bright humming tank behind the bar. It's full of vividly colored lizards. I wonder what these are doing here. They should be outside, surely. Iris shrugs. Maybe they're safer there. I'm not sure. Iris turns to Neshko just as he looks away. I reckon that one looks a bit like Merle. You know, with the little markings like a mustache? Iris points it out, nudging Neshko softly. Neshko rubs the back of his head, a nervous gesture. I don't like to see animals in captivity. Depriving creatures of their natural habitats is what led to this mess. We should know better. I wonder if someone could set up some kind of refuge for them. Iris waits for Neshko to elaborate. He doesn't. Okay, sure. Still think that one looks like Merle. Alright. Yeah, he's thinking of staying. The bar is almost ready for the party. All that remains is for the moons to rise. This is my night to shine, darling. Such a gorgeous audience. I was born for this. Alright, scientists. An unexpected twist in the Snold race. Rocha Jr. has woken up and overtaken Klippa. Suddenly, 3 balls at once clunk into their slots. Henry looks up in alarm. Smoothie drinker? Let's bother the one who's sleeping first. A figure dozes in one of the bunks, occasionally reaching to grab a peculiar luminescent drink. They somehow sip the drink without opening their eyes. Well, I suppose that solves the problem of being dehydrated when you wake. Does that drink look hydrating to you? Well, it's gray. Quite impressive, really. Well, gray is actually quite a hard color to achieve by natural means. Impressive. Definitely what I want my food to be. Neshko chuckles. It has been very rewarding to see you come out of your shell. I think it's Kiddick. They've made you braver. Iris doesn't quite know what to say to this. The sludge drinker stirs. What's wrong with my smoothie? Says Alice. Neshko and Iris jump. Smoothie? A biocordial smoothie. They said to me, "Oh, Alice, mushrooms are not for drinking." But I proved them wrong. This has not had the impressive effect they wanted. You must know about biocordials. Iris shakes their head. Carefully calibrated micronutrient drinks designed to match our own physical body chemistry. A single sip can provide immediate reinvigoration. Iris looks interested, despite themselves. Derived from the mycelia of fungi. Very powerful stuff. I spent some time with a community of, well, people interested in the unique properties of fungi, you see. Shroom heads. I got bored eventually, but the cordials. Well worth my time there. What's so special about them? Alice is not listening. And lo and behold, if I didn't find a rich seam of the same fungal root systems here on Youloca. Oh, well, that's nice. But I sent samples back to the biomes. They should be able to cultivate much larger quantities there. I suspect that great uses for the fuel might be found. Is it tasty? Oh, no. Absolute bilge. Right. Now I must return to my beauty sleep. They turn over and snuggle down. Okay, good for you, Alice. We can talk to her more. A place of science. Iris and Neshko look around the scientist's quarters. I'd love to have my array right where I sleep. Surrounded by your passion. Right! Neshko's expression darkens. Although sometimes the sanctuary can also become your prison. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you surround yourself with what you're passionate about, you can't escape it. You might get overwhelmed by it. Like, even the good things you need an escape from sometimes. It's good to make room for others. My hut on Yorfi was welcome in the beginning, but I struggled to connect outside of it. A pause. That wasn't just your fault, though, you know. We could have welcomed you more. I could have. Neshko offers a gentle smile. We had to leave to meet each other properly. Faces of the Moon. Iris spots a midnight moon's leaflet. The invitation is hand-lettered and vibrantly decorated, with tiny points of color all around the edges of the leaf. These are hard to miss. Why don't they just tell people about it? Needed another sip. Weird to, create a bunch of leaflets just for one party. Neshko shrugs. Maybe we should drop by. Could be informative. People talk when they're relaxed. Iris is firm. No. Yes, I don't know why I suggested that. Yeah, parties aren't really what Iris enjoys. Let's talk to this crazy person now. Iris lets out a loud and deliberate cough. The snoozing smoothie drinker, perhaps not as deeply asleep as they wanted to appear, dramatically awakes. What? Again? Who interrupts my beauty sleep? Bleary-eyed, they take in the two, their annoyed expression neutralizing as their gaze settles on Iris. Sorry, we didn't mean to. No, it's fine. More than fine, really. I mean, if I must be snatched from my slumber, it's nice to wake up to you. Now, I believe that when you roused me before, you neglected to tell me your names. Well, I'm Iris, and this is Neshko, and we're Iris. Alice. Iris and Alice. Haha. Beautiful. Why are you so obsessed with Iris, Alice? That's weird. Names or Jayantha? Well, anyway. We just wanted to, Jayantha said we... Ah, Jayantha! Curious man. Alice takes a quick sip from their suspiciously luminescent gray drink. He's rather taken the helm here, so to speak. Alice sneers. Gallo's got his nose in a sling about that. Iris and I are trying to find more information. So if you don't know anything of use to us, Henry probably knows something. Henry's my partner. In crime. Well, in work. I am otherwise partnerless. They lean over and offer a wink less sultry than sleepy. How old are you, Alice? Iris is a teenager. This is... They're probably here to offer some tension between Iris and Kiddick, but it's not gonna work, because Kiddick's not here. Right. We'll leave you be, then. Oh, no, please, let me help. Let's see. I've been working here with Henry for a few years, testing the soil, auditing the flora and fauna, monitoring this volcano. I must say, it's been much more interesting since the incomers showed up. You like them? Alice shrugs. People move for different reasons, are attracted to different things. I don't know when we all decided we should stay on one island. I, for one, like to spread the love. Even Jayantha? Seems a bit slippery. Alice waggles their eyebrows. Neshko raises his own in response. A skilled charmer, it's true. But if you can see that, there's no harm. Where are you from, anyway? Seesaw, originally. Much too restrictive. All that hierarchy? No, thank you. They smile another sleepy smile. Seems there is a hierarchy here, too. You're going to Midnight Moons, right? Yeah, I think I read that before. Neshko's usual calm demeanor is quickly evaporating. Iris doesn't like parties. Alice takes another sip from their drink and addresses Neshko properly for the first time. As you like. Good to know who you are. And Henry, let's talk to you. And then once we've done that, we'll end the episode. Sun rooted out. Henry is bent over the huge machine, making precise and careful adjustments. Every so often, a ball rolls into its slot, pressing some hidden lever. Inside, gears grind. Iris is mesmerized. What is it? It looks amazing. Henry ignores them and scribbles a detailed note. Can I help? I'm good at, Henry does not turn around. Perhaps we should return later. Iris wrings their hands. I can disassemble and reassemble a 4-spring radio in under 50 seconds. Henry works the spanner back and forth with a vicious crunching sound. Iris is a remarkable technical talent, but we also need your aid. Jayantha. The spanner stops mid-crunch. Henry lets out a long sigh. Jayantha, of course. She pinches the bridge of her nose. I've been calibrating all night. When I close my eyes, I can hear these stones rolling around inside my skull, squashing my brains. Ew. A striking image for sure. How can we help? Sunroot. Amrita should have some. The good stuff. A small hardy plant often distilled into a drink for energy and vigor. Take care not to overindulge, however. I can't traipse up there when the seismometer still needs calibrating. Seismometer? Bring it here. Then we'll talk. Okay. Yeah, I'm just like checking all of these. Neshko begins to feel like he might be ready to find a new home someday. And let's take a look at what's new in the almanac. A mystery pursued. Jayantha's dig. Youloca bar. Oh, we got a lot here. Amrita. Passionate poets and singers of songs. What was the Youlocan spa enjoyer singing? I don't remember them singing. Amrita is a trendsetter. Pockets of peace and moments of calm. Youloca's spa lake. Party animals. Gallo, the party lizard. Oh boy. Okay, we got everything for this one. The Midnight Moon's party is a recent invitation and a recent invention and a hot invitation. People clamor to experience the tranquility of the spa during the day and the wild party at night. Fantastic fauna, the Youlocan vent feeder, and the Midnight Moon's invitation. All right. So, we'll go get Henry that sunroot next time. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Saltsea Chronicles.